Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you 3 ways how you can track your production using CMXC. So let's talk about scenario 1 where you want to track both the parts and assemblies at the same time. You can start with the bill of materials tree in CMXC and tag the assemblies that you want to track. Also for the part types, you can tag the parts in the bill of materials tree that you are tracking. Once done, you can set up your own customizable workflow for both the assembly and part types. Now for the part types, here as you can see, you can set up your own workflow. You can define roles and requirements for each stages, and once done you can save those workflows in the application and they're ready to be used in your future projects. So that's how you can set up your project for tracking both the parts and assemblies. So now let's see how the tracking works. Here I'm using a web browser in my tablet and I'm going to go ahead and scan the QR code. Once I scan the QR code, it's going to bring me to the status change window of that project. And on this window, I can see for the curtain wall 13, all the statuses are listed. Now in this case, you can see the green button is disabled, which means the part workflows are not completed. Hence the users are required to complete the part workflows first and then the assembly workflow. Now you can also have a cargo workflow requirement similarly for the install stage. So that will help you to track whether the cargo containing the assembly has been arrived to site even before it's being installed. So let's go ahead and change the status of the parts. I will click on fabricated green button and click on update, and I can see the status change has been done. Likewise, I'm going to perform the same operation to my other parts. I'll make sure all of my parts are fabricated so that only then I can go ahead and change the status of the assembly of that curtain wall. Now when all the parts are completely fabricated, I can see right next to the assemble stage, it says that part workflows are completed. So that means that now I can go ahead and update the status for this assembly, in this case the curtain wall, to assembled. I'll push the green button, and as soon as I do that, it's gonna bring me to the update window. I'll click on update, and that's how you can simply just update now the assembly. Now let's look at the scenario 2 where you want to use only the part travelers for tracking your parts. Part travelers are forms that have single QR code and single workflow to track multiple parts altogether. You can track your parts by using a part traveler by selecting the track with traveler option. And once you're done selecting, you go to the traveler type and simply just add a new traveler. Now you can either define a new traveler type as I show here, or you can select from an existing traveler type. Travelers need a name, a form template, which can be created using our in-app form builder tool. And finally, you can associate all the tagged part types to the traveler type. Finally, you can create your own workflow as before and start tracking with the part traveler. Again, I'm using the web browser in my tablet. As you can see, I have the part traveler printed out and it lists all of the parts that I want to track in a single step. I'm going to go ahead and scan the QR code. As soon as I scan the QR code, it's going to bring me to the status change window. Now here you can push the green button to update the status of the parts, and you can see the part status has been updated. And at the same time, you can go back and click on the form button where you can view the digital version of the part traveler, which again lists all the parts that you are tracking in a single step. So that's how you can use a digital traveler to track your parts. Now let's look at the final scenario where you don't want to track the parts but only want to track the assemblies. Now if you only want to track the assemblies in your project, you can always go back and deselect the track part type options in CMXC. After that, you're only left with the assembly types and the assembly workflow, and from there you can start tracking just your assemblies. In this case, I'm going to use an iPhone to track just the assemblies. So in the bottom right corner, as you can see, there's a QR code scan button. I'm going to push that and use my iPhone camera to scan the QR code. As soon as I do that, it brings me to the status change window for the assembly, which again here is the curtain wall 13. I see the green bar which I can use to update the status. I hit the update button, and as soon as I do that, the status has been updated to the next stage. Now remember, in this case we are only tracking the assemblies, so there are no part requirements for the next stage. So once the window assembly has been completed, I can push the green button and update that window status to the next stage, which is assembled. So those were the 3 ways how you can use CMXC to track your production. If you want to learn more, visit our website cmxc.io, and thanks for watching.